All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are continuing our Holler Blasted Beauty campaign tonight. We are continuing also the interlude with Tracy Sizemore as shift boss, running us through our Savior of Hollow Oak, which I will drop some links for in the Twitch chat and also in the YouTube description and whatnot if you're interested in getting it. It's from the GM pack, the GM screen pack. I think there's 2 in the pack. Is that right, Tracy?
There is. There's the Savior of Hollow Oak, and there's also Winters Are Coming by Daryl Hayhurst, my good friend.
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm gonna let them do their thing, and I'll see you in chat. And that's it. That's all I got. Talk to y'all later.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. So just a little quick recap of last time. And I'll sort of go over what I remember, which is you guys arrived in Hollow Oak. Now, a couple of you, at least one of you, I think Louisa, you still have some fatigue. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Because you messed up your writing roll. Did somebody else have that too?
Hey, with me. I done did it as well.
Excellent. Well, you still have it because you haven't gone to sleep yet. As you know, and I love you for it. Thank you very much. But you guys rode into town, into Hollow Oak. You ended up going down into the church and listening to this fantastic sermon, during which a lot of stuff happened. Not only the sermon, which was fairly clear that the guy up there was not entirely on the up and up. And later on, you ended up kind of feeling some vibes of like he's under some kind of control or some kind of spell or some kind of evil influence, right? And that is also true of the clay eater that you discovered last week also, that she sort of incoherent, sort of addicted, sort of a sad situation, but there's also something underneath that indicates that there's some influence over her. But you listened to the sermon, and you met this little 13-year-old girl named Sally Ruth Marshfield, and she sort of befriended, especially Cletus, I think, but also Double D. She really liked Double D, and sort of invited you all to a hollering after the sermon, which you guys attended, and I believe it was Cletus who won that. Is that true? Okay. And then that was sort of a neat moment of community connection in this town that is now free of blight. You can see the stars up above. And there was also a woman in the church who was also listening to the sermon, who obviously had some bodyguards with her. And I know that Amian was sort of watching her and keeping tabs on her. And she's sort of, at this point, you guys have gotten past the hollering. You've done your stuff. She's kind of disappeared. You don't know where she is at this point. So has the Reverend. You also know that Double D during the sermon got so caught up in the rhetoric and beautiful words of Reverend Jebediah Finn that he gave up his steel-toed boots as a contribution to the cause of the church. And those boots, as far as a Doggant knows, are somewhere in the back of the church, or somewhere in the offices of the church behind the lectern and where the audience sits, right? Behind in the sanctuary. And then you all ended up meeting Polly the Pixie. And Polly was the first of all, there was a mention by Lester Polson that you might meet Polly in your efforts to sort of smooth your way into Feyfall and maybe have a better chance talking to the Fey Queen, because Polly kind of has the Fey Queen's ear, and she also is kind of unusual for a pixie and for a Fey in general, and that she kind of is known to have a soft spot for humans. That, whether that was evident to you or not, is up to you to determine, but she's definitely a animated spirit, that's for sure. Let's see. So we were talking about going to the burnt out farmlands or the salted farmlands with the burnt out houses. Doggin had just cast a seeing spell with a raise, and you have an hour before, and you can continue that, of course, but so far everybody has an hour. And so you go out there, you start going back to where you were, and you do find the lands that you had passed before, which are really barren. Like all that's left is sort of this brown grass. It's pretty awful. And there are some burnt out buildings there. This all happened a long time ago, so the buildings are kind of, old, and a lot of the wood is sort of kind of rotted away, but there is some remnants of them there. And what would you guys like to do?
I don't know.
I think initially just kind of look around.
Yeah.
Are you looking for anything specific?
Anything that's left, probably.
Yeah, I think Louisa would want to poke around the house specifically,
Yep.
see what there might be in their personal effects, perhaps left
awesome.
over.
Sure. So Louisa goes down to check out the house. And
I'll be right behind her.
Okay. And I mean, you guys can all you're kind of wandering around that area, kind of looking around right now. It's getting dark. You guys can see, but it's obviously dark out, and stars are coming down. But you're on this sort of, you've moved into an area where there is some blight left. Like it's hovering on the edge, right? And it's sort of creeping in, and it I don't know, it's weird. Like it's there, but there's just less of it here. And definitely further south, there's a lot of it. And Louisa, go ahead and make a notice roll as you sort of go through and look at this burnt out house.
That is a success, just barely.
Okay. So, what you find is in the fireplace, which would have been protected, oddly, from the fire that would have been set at this house, right? You find a sort of crafted ceramic kind of wall hanging there, right? And written and sort of embedded, sort of carved into this little wall hanging. It's like a heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the words Celia, Jacob, and it looks like there's a space there for a third. But it hasn't been written in yet. It's this dusty old stuff, right? So it's it's like waiting for a name for whoever created this wall hanging to finish.
All right. So Louisa will kind of take her kind of long skirts and, kind of rub it off a little bit and kind of try to give it a shine, and she'll pass it back to Amian. Be like, I believe these names are a bit familiar to us. They're Celia and Jacob.
Yeah. I can hold on to these. Can I
Thank
do a
you,
notice
dear.
roll as well to see if there's anything else I can pick up?
You can, but you don't need to. So without a notice roll required, you don't find anything else of like that survived, right?
Okay.
But there are indications that this house was burned by some kind of a mob, And so there's nothing else substantial that survived this long. However, those of you who are still outside, it starts to feel a little bit creepy out here. Like there's something going on. Like it feels like if you didn't have your ability to see, things would just get that incrementally darker, like something is happening. And the trees seem to be encroaching a little bit on you, and something is happening. And then just as you start to, like, what do you do in that moment? Anything?
Man, I'm gonna stare at the closest tree near me. Say, don't you come no closer, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
When you get
I'm
ready to
on
do
to you.
something, gotta
Never
fix
trust
up,
a
I fight the
tree.
tree.
Yeah, man, we fought a tree before. We'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
Mhm.
Oh, they
Win
got
this
that
time.
tree under control. I might look somewhere else.
Come on, Amy, get over here and fight the tree with me. Oh,
That
Amy
tree
is
is
downstairs.
covered. Doggins, what are you doing? Anything?
I mean, just probably gonna look around, just to see if there's anything to see.
Yeah.
Something moving, something, otherwise.
And let's see, Joe.
So Joe's used to places like this, having like root cellars, and people like to bury stuff around the houses a lot of times. To, just keep it from things like this happening. When you burn down your house, you got your little stash hidden out, and you dug it up and put it in the ground somewhere. So Joe's going to go looking around, see if he can find a root cellar or a likely place where somebody might have stashed something.
Sure. So as you're wandering around, Joe, but before you get down there,
Joe is unconcerned about impending doom. He lives his whole life that way. So
sure. That's fantastic. And then you guys start to hear something. All of you, except Louisa and Amian, who are still in the house at this point. Is my video audio okay so far? Okay,
Yes, better.
awesome.
Yep.
Fantastic. So you hear this low grumbling voice somewhere just beyond the tree line of where you are. It says, "Friends, I'm Tommy Rawhead. Woke up one morning and I was dead." And you see a lumbering shape. The thing is, you guys can see just fine, right? This lumbering shape, it seems to have no skin whatsoever. And Jeff, you could show a picture of that because you see it clearly. In fact, you wish you couldn't see it because everybody's going to have to make a fear test.
Oh.
But before you do, you also hear, "And I'm old Bloody Bones, got blowed halfway to the sky, I'll never get home." And you see this sort of like much smaller than this guy, a skeleton type guy who's carrying his head in his hands. And he's sort of almost walking around, dancing around Tommy Rawhead.
These look
You
like
ain't supposed
such,
to wake up dead. Go back to sleep.
And
look like
then
such nice people.
Love your
both
dead
of
wife.
both of them together, they say, "We're just two loons underneath the moon, dancing a jig to the devil's tune." And then they look like they're coming on you. Everybody go ahead and make fear test -2.
Double D, quick, do a different song. Give him a different tune to dance to.
You got it. Let me see how I do on his roll first.
And that was a spirit check -2.
Yes.
I got a 1. I got a 1.
Oh.
I got a 1. I got a 1. Hey.
Doesn't look good.
No.
Doesn't look good at all.
Might use a penny on that.
spend a penny. Yeah.
I do it, but I got a -3 with my fatigue. I ain't over any of them.
Yeah,
Calm
there
down
we go.
Cletus. Calm down.
Cletus, nice.
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Okay, so it looks like Doggin, Cletus, Joe made it. Anybody else? Anybody fail?
I did.
All right, then. There's a
I clicked
fear
the wrong
table
button.
somewhere around here.
Let me type in the word fear table. I got it. Come on. Yeah. Quiet, Jeff.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So Double D, you got an adrenaline surge. It's the best possible
Nice.
situation. So you act as if
Totally
you're the
fits.
Joker this round.
I am.
Does that give
And then-
everybody a Benny?
Oh, yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. So everybody take
Wow.
a Benny, and then Doggin, you passed because you spent a Benny.
I did.
Awesome. Okay, Amian and Louisa, there is something going on outside this house.
What
Somebody
nonsense have they
just
gotten
got
themselves
here.
into? Amian, can you give me a hand? Can you give me a hand there, boy?
Yep. Let's go
Thank
take
you.
a look.
So, let's see. Jeff has got our initiative tracker going, and what it looks like to me, if I understand this correctly, is that Doggint has an ace of diamonds at this point, and Doggint is going to go first, but they absolutely look like they're going to attack.
Does somebody else want to go first? Are we doing initiative swapping?
Don't know
I
that
mean,
we're
if
able
you-
to do that here.
No, they're so you're kind of stuck with what you've got.
It's not
Okay.
like the alien stuff.
Oh yeah, sorry, we've been playing too many other games.
Right, sure.
Gosh, I'm torn between pulling out one of my weapons here. I feel like that could be bad.
I mean, Womb said they got blowed up.
Mhm.
Poetry and all.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you blow me up once, shame on me. Blow me up twice, shame on you, kind of thing. Like, you get them, you get them.
yeah. Maybe we
Mhm.
just gotta go ahead and hit him with a blast. Then we
Man,
can blow
that's
him a
science.
second time.
Science,
Science.
mathematics.
Let me double check how much I gotta spend to make this.
Can't wait for my turn. I got a song I'm gonna sing at them, put them in their rest.
You're so smart, Double D.
I'm good. Like, I know thing. Like,
Okay,
I'm
that's a
mad.
medium blast, and I'm gonna spend 2 more to add damage die to it.
So who are you attacking?
It's a blast, so
Oh,
hopefully
it's
I
a
hit them
blast.
both. Yeah.
So yeah, they are. Is it medium or large?
Medium.
Okay. I think you'll get both of them because they are trying to stay kind of close together.
All right. Let me see if I actually, succeed on my roll first.
Got the stand.
I don't know if it's worth it to re-roll that. Yeah, I still get 46, so I'll take it.
Nice.
That's you. I would say save the Benny for the reroll on the 46 if you
Yeah,
need to.
really.
Eh, that's okay, I think.
So
I
you're
mean,
you're
that's-
happy with your 13?
For
So with a-
me,
With
this
a-
is pretty good.
Okay, so the thing about this, and this is a Savage Worlds thing, with a blast like that, you actually roll damage separately for each target.
Okay.
So you
let
don't
me-
roll it just once. So which target do you want that 13 or 14 to go to?
Let's have this 13 hit the skeleton then.
Okay, 13 is going to hit the skeleton. Now roll the damage for Rawhead.
Yeah, that's pretty even split. So 14 for him.
Okay, so 13 for Bloody Bones is. I'm just getting myself oriented with Foundry here. So 13 is going to be 1 wound, assuming we don't have any weird stuff going on, and we don't. So that'll be 1 wound to Bloody Bones. He is going to try to soak. How do I do that, Jeff? Just roll the vigor. Ah, okay. So let me think. Hold on. I get a mod because they are together.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay, so Bloody Bones soaks. And then Tommy Rawhead with a 14 is still only 1 wound. He's going to also try to soak. So, and he's actually, yeah. Oh, that's a terrible roll.
what I needed.
He is going to spend another bent to try to soak. Oh, there we go.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
So Rawhead
Aw.
soaks as well. And so this blast, what does this blast look like, Doggin? Are you throwing a bottle of liquor at him?
Yeah, we're basically treating it like a Molotov, more or less.
So the Molotov goes off, and there's some singeing of Rawhead's tattered clothes over his skinless body, and then there's some sort of remnants of fire on Bloody Bones's bones, but it's quickly extinguished, and he continues dancing around Rawhead like nothing ever happened. Right? Okay. So, and then the next is Rawhead, I believe. Knight of Hearts is what I've got. So Rawhead Doggant is going to go after you.
Oh, no.
Oh man,
So-
I'm sorry, fella.
He's closing the distance, and he's going to try to hit you with his shovel, which he's carrying. I'm going to do this right here.
Usually only takes one attack to take in one of my characters. So
No. We've gotten used to Doggett. We've been hanging around
he
for a
hasn't
while.
been attacked,
Yeah.
I don't think, hardly at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, see,
no.
Here it's coming.
Okay, so
At least that wasn't the damage.
That's a hit with a raise,
Absolutely.
and
You
then
see the fist pump
damage
that Jeff's doing in the background.
is going to be straight up. So 11 damage. You Doggett.
My toughness is 8.
So that's one. That's shaken.
Yep.
Okay, that is Rawhead, and then Cletus.
Man, God bless it. Stop beating on Doggin. We done see enough of his kin buried. All right, man. I guess I'm just gonna try and whoop him in that ugly head of his. So I'm gonna use my gouging talent to do called shots on his head,
Awesome, fantastic.
and then I'm gonna open up a can of whoop ass on him. And I'm gonna use my frenzy talent. Put my +2 in there. See how it goes. That was.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Let's see what we got. Well, we've got a 3 and a 4 are my 2 best dice. That's not so great.
Oh,
I'm
that
a
is
s-
not good. Yeah. So his parry is 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. That's not good.
So these should have a +2 on the end of them, but it's not showing that. So it would end up being, man, just bad rolls all around. Nothing.
I mean,
It's
Okay.
okay.
So
You're talking about doing better.
you what are you hitting them with? Just is this gouging, right?
Yeah, just gouge. I'm going for the head.
Going for the head.
I see,
Fantastic.
I saw the picture shows those glowing eyes, and his first thought is to try and shove thumbs into the glowing sockets.
And that's a great idea. Like he is what is the one thing that you know about these two guys, they are definitely undead. They're definitely undead. But you miss. So
Yep.
there's that. And then Louisa. So you were in the house, but you know what's going on. It's not that far to join it.
All right. So Louisa is going to look to Amian next to her. And she's going to kind of look over to Amian and assess what weapon Amian seems to be pulling out.
I've just got my knife now because I still haven't fixed my peasant pumper.
Okay. So Louisa is going to look to smite Amian's knife.
All right.
So let me do that.
Wow, that's terrible. Terrible.
No.
Yeah, picking right
Okay.
up where I've left off here with some critical failures.
Yes.
No.
So you try to smite Amian's knife, and what I'm gonna say is instead of adding smite to it, you do sort of the opposite, at least for the next let's call it a round, and let's just say that Amian is now distracted.
Okay.
So he drops his knife and is distracted.
The other thing that I would like to do, where did it go? So I am going to, I'm going to spend a Benny to get 3 auger tokens as a
Awesome.
free action.
Okay.
So I will have those at the ready as needed for some rerolls.
Okay. So things are going very well for you guys so far. Joe.
Since there are more of us and fewer of them, can Joe kind of circle the big guy so that I'm going to put a shotgun blast into him, but I don't want to risk pellets going into my other folks. So I'm figuring that Rawhead's probably big enough that if I can circle, I can get a shotgun blast into him.
Well, that would be true, except that he just got through trying to hit Doggant.
Mhm.
So Doggant is in melee with him. So your shotgun blast is a risk. So it's going to be a 2 on the skill die will have a chance of hitting Doggant.
Okay. Which case, I'm going to hit him with my wrench. I'm going to say, you might have woke up dead, but you should have just stayed dead.
Awesome. Roll it.
Yeah, man.
hit him with
Gang
my
up
wrench.
bonus.
Is there a
You
mod?
definitely will get game up
Yeah.
bonus. Yeah.
So what is that? A plus?
Right now, Doggins the one in. I'm sorry. Doggin and Cletus are both within range of him.
Mhm.
So yeah, you get a +2 game.
+2. Okay.
Hey, that's not bad.
13.
13's the hit with
Man.
a raise.
Hit with a raise. Okay. So let's do the
Man.
damage. And how do I do raise damage? Boom.
Joe's goddamn hero, man.
Ooh.
What?
24.
Wow.
What is going on here?
Joe got him right in the nards with the wrench.
That is 3 wounds to poor Rawhead. He's out of his own bennies, I believe. I'm going to spend a GM benny for Rawhead to try to soak that.
Man, I'd love to take some
What's
credit and say I helped
one?
with that, but Joe, you are just vicious.
Ooh, I'm going to do one more. Just one. So he soaks 1 wound. So you got 2 wounds on Rawhead.
Ooh.
And he's shaken. So that's awesome.
Wow.
And then what is it? Bloody Bones gets to go, I believe. So Bloody Bones, he is going to be like, whoa, 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 that's my friend Rawhide. My friend Rawhide. My friend Rawhide. My friend. And he's dancing around like in a circle around Rawhead. And he just does that. But something all of you feel like Rawhead is now infused with some kind of something that Bloody Bones is giving him.
Stop that. Just stop that, man.
My friend Rawhead.
Now, man, this here's Rex. Man, you got the wrong person.
Double D.
Hey, it's me. Well, I mean, I was gonna go after the big one, but after seeing the little one start doing magic, I'm gonna go after the little one. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna punch him twice. But I mean, Cletus did say I gotta sing while I do it, so I'm gonna go punch him twice. I'm gonna sing a new song I figured out the other day. So as I swing my first fist, when you were here before, look you in the eye. You're just like an angel, and I'm gonna make you die. I float like a feather. I'm going to click the button. I'm done singing. Good night, everyone. All right. First fist is 11.
Okay, so 11 is a hit with a raise on the nose.
Good job, mate. All right. This is first fist damage. That's
So
11.
11 damage is going to be shaken, so that'll do another wound to him.
all right. And then
And
my
I'll-
second punch.
I'm going to spend a Benny.
What's that?
I'm going to spend one of my bennies.
I dare. I didn't vote for this.
With his wounds, he does soak it. So he does soak that wound.
All right. Well, I gotta punch you again. Here goes the other one. 8.
8 is a hit, no raise.
All right. That right there. 12.
12 damage, another shaken. He'll I soaked that wound though, so that means he's unshaken because I soaked the last wound.
So he's just shaking.
So now he's just shaking.
Shaking, shake. Shaking, shake.
Shaking, shake.
Shaking, shaking, shake.
Okay.
I did it.
Amian. Yeah, you did. So Tommy Rawhead's pretty mad. He's looking at Double D right now. Bloody Bones is dancing around Tommy Rawhead nonsensically, but something is happening there. Amian, what do you want to do?
So what happened to my knife?
Your
Like,
knife, you
dropped
just
and I'm
dropped
able to
it.
use
So you can pick it up.
Okay.
It's no big deal, but you are distracted for the round.
Okay. Like condition distracted.
Yes. So -2
Okay.
to everything you do.
Okay. I will run in. I think being distracted. Who's the closest one to me?
I'd say Bloody Bones is, but as soon as you run in and see them, fear test -2.
Okay. Let's do it. That's just spirit, right?
Yep.
If I click spirit while I'm distracted, does it automatically subtract the 2?
I don't know.
Looks like it does. I got a 4.
With both the -2 for fear, -2 distracted.
Is
Is that
it?
how it worked?
It did a -2 for distracted. Was there supposed to be another -2?
Yes, there's a fear. The penalty for the fear test is -2. So for the distracted, you have a
Okay.
total -4.
Okay, I would have got a 2 then. So I'm gonna
Okay.
Benny that.
Okay.
That's
Sorry.
not enough this time.
No. No.
Nope. I still fail.
So roll in the fear table.
All right. Is there
Sure, there is one somewhere.
rollable table
Like
for
I
that?
did.
Yep. Rollable table and then expand Suede.
Wait, fear table. There we go.
Oh, good.
You're still distracted.
You're still distracted.
So you'll
Okay,
remain
all right.
distracted,
Awesome.
but
Lisa did such a bad job on your knife.
that's
I'm
okay. So
double
what
distracted.
did you want to do? There's no double distracted, but I'm not. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave you distracted. So what did you want? To do?
I like the idea of me being distracted, not really fully grasping how afraid I am, and I'm just gonna keep running at them to attack with my knife.
Okay.
Getting closer than I probably should.
And who are you attacking? Bloody Bones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever was closest. So we'll do that. Nope.
So that is not enough. Bloody Bones has a 6 parry.
So I
Okay.
will, because I feel bad, I'm going to spend one of my augers here
Okay.
to help with that reroll. Because that's a trait roll, so that would count
Yep,
as
absolutely.
a way to spend. Okay.
Yep. It's just like a Benny.
Okay. So
Okay, I already
I
bet in mine. What are you doing?
So I see kind of what you're doing wrong and kind of try to give you an opportunity for a reroll.
Okay.
So it's not a Benny you're spending. It's a auger token that she's spending.
And just hit the free
to help
reroll
you.
button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy,
This is
it's
going
just
well.
not meant to be.
going well for me.
No,
Nope.
Louisa is just not of assistance in any way to Amian right now.
That feels weird.
Okay, is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so next round.
Oops. Does distracted last?
Until the end of your turn. So in this case, you're done.
Okay, cool.
So unless anybody wants to spend for a new card, Amian is first.
All right. I'm gonna try again at Bloody Bones.
Without distracted this time.
Yeah.
Get them.
See if that helps.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
11.
So that's a hit with a raise.
Sweet. All right. Do damage. Oh, I didn't click the raise on that.
Yeah, just go ahead and re-roll it.
Raise damage. There we go. Cool.
So 10 damage versus Bloody Bones is shaken. So Bloody Bones is shaken.
All right.
And speaking of which, it is Bloody Bones' turn. So does he roll to unshake automatically, Jeff, when you...
Yeah, you always get a free shaking, and you get a spirit check at the beginning of your turn.
Yeah, there it goes. Yep. Cool. Okay, so looks like Bloody Bones unshook without any problem. And Bloody Bones... Ooh, this is a tricky one. His poor friend Tommy Rawhead. He says, my friend Tommy Rawhead. My friend Tommy Rawhead. My friend Tommy Rawhead. And he's sort of jumping around this pile of bones with his skull in his hand. His skull in his hand is the one talking at this point. Which is why you've been rolling fear tests at minus 2.
Stop it,
Yeah,
man.
that makes sense.
So he's doing whatever he does. There's something going on there. He's not having to roll for it. It just happens. And that is Bloody Bones. And Louisa, what, pray tell, are you going to crit fail on this time?
That's a very good question.
Is that what we pay attention?
All right.
Crazy.
Louisa
savage.
is going to see if she can make her way over to Doggant and try to do a little bit of healing.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, I'm healthy.
Don't you have wounds?
No, Rawhead has
Oh, that's
wounds.
right.
Doggett managed to
I was
avoid
just
them.
shaken.
All right. Well, then
For once.
I'm going
For once
to.
I don't have wounds.
For once. All right. Then I will. All right. Who is closest to the house? Is there anybody other than Amian that I can interfere with?
Who is closest to you?
Yeah.
Probably Bloody Bones, because it's kind of around the
Oh,
circle
hmm.
around Rawhead.
All right. Well, I tried
But
to do
in
the
melee.
thing.
There's also Cletus and Doggant and Double D.
And Joe. Man, Joe really threw down.
Oh yeah.
All right. Louisa is discombobulated because the things that she normally does. So she's going to try shooting the peasant pumper and see what comes from that.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me get this straight. You are shooting a peasant pumper?
Yeah.
You, Louisa.
Into
Yeah.
melee.
Louisa, you
Into
are shooting
melee.
the peasant pumper.
It's been a fun campaign.
It was a good time, man. I enjoyed our
enjoyed
road.
it.
Wow.
It was so
Go
fun.
ahead, Louisa.
And we've got
Who are you
everyone is
shooting?
spread, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. We have fewer people on Rawhead.
There's
There
a
are
lot of people on Rawhead.
Yeah, a lot
right.
of people on Rawhead, fewer people on Bloody Bones.
All right, shooting Bloody
tried
Bones.
to engage with Bloody Bones.
Okay, give it a shot. And I am going to use some of our audience
Every one
benefits
of them, you're going to need it.
All right. Well, the good news is you get another +2 for this because it's a peasant pump, right?
It's
Which
got
I don't
4.
think is figured in. So you got a 4. And
All right.
the other half of the good news is that you didn't roll a 1 or 2 on your skill die, did you? Or did you?
I rolled
What
a
did you
2.
roll in the D4? Oh, okay. So you rolled because with a peasant bumper, it's a shotgun, right?
Sure.
So if you roll a 1 or a 2 on your skill die, you're going to hit the person who's in melee with Bloody Bones, which is Amian at this point.
Totally.
Now you can spend to re-roll that because you didn't have a crit fail.
Yeah, I will do that. And I'm trying to figure out how I can increase the die size on this. So I'm going to roll 2d6s and I'm just going to roll it straight.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, are you using audience
Yeah.
help? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
can
I'll
just
roll-
roll another skill too if you want. That has what you want.
And I again rolled a 2.
Was it a 2? Was it a 2 on your
Yep.
skill die? Okay.
Yep.
You're still hitting Amian at this point.
Man, there's some people just like shooting kids.
It's like hold still.
You know, we're defending a kobold tonight.
Keep them still for me.
Man, we
Amian,
are out of
with your
sync
body.
coming in this late, Louisa.
Do you want to try one more time?
She is can I use one of my
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Augers here?
You can as many times as you want. And you
right.
can use one of your augers as well if you want.
all right. So I'm spending the Benny because I didn't spend the Benny earlier for the reroll, and now I'm going to do it with an auger and try this again. I've got to roll better.
There
we go.
Much better.
That's
So,
better.
what is
And then
that?
the 6 would
The 6 would
explode.
explode. Yeah.
Come on.
So
There we go.
11.
14.
Yeah, that'll hit with a raise. So with a peasant pumper, you usually do 3d6, so you actually do 4d6.
Yes. Get him.
Uh-oh.
One of those exploded.
18.
18
damage. I'm gonna.
Alright.
That's 2 wounds to Bloody Bones.
Nice.
He's gonna take it. So he's like, ah!
Oh,
And, he's cringing. He's barely holding on to his skull.
And Louisa is also cringing because she's like, I'm not usually the one actually doing the damage. I'm usually helping, but I can't seem to help. So
And
she
it's
kind of like
barely like Amy, and you barely feel like there's shot like it was just out of just like barely missed you. Okay.
Grazed me a little bit.
Wow, Louisa. Cletus, your turn.
All right, man. I'm gonna give this another try, man. I got this. All right, man. Me and old Rawhead. Okay, got this. I forgot to add my +2 to that. Let me see what dice I got here. So we got ourselves got a 5 and a 9. I think the 9 might hit at least.
You're going for Rawhead?
Yeah.
So 5 misses, 9 hits, no raise.
All right, man. Well, I'll take what I can get. Just trying to shove my thumbs right up in his eye sockets.
Uh-oh. 17. Ouch. So that's 2 wounds to Rawhead. Hey, he's got 2 already. Rawhead goes down.
Now you shut up about your damn friend. I ripped his head off and I'll take yours too.
Okay. So Rawhead goes down in a heap, like his yellow eyes sort of fade out, but he's still like got this sort of skinless form that's laying there. And Bloody Bones kind of shrieks in an incomprehensible sort of awful sound. Who's next?
I throw the skull at him.
Joe.
Joe hits that wrench on his hands and goes up, and you need to stay dead too. It's the other one with the wrench.
That was my friend. That was my friend.
Well, then you can join him. Is there a gang up bonus on this one?
Yeah, with at least Amian, there's going to be a plus
Double D, I think, too.
plus 1, I think. Or
that's
double
true.
D.
We had gang up on us. I
Plus
forgot
2.
about that.
Well, it's yeah. Don't know what his parry
With a
is.
wrench, his parry is 6 bloody blows.
You know what? I'm going to spend a Benny. Why not? Why not?
Hey.
That's
yeah.
a lot better.
Better.
So hit, no raise.
Hit with no raise. All right, here we go. Ugh.
8 does he shakes him? I think he's already shaken.
A wound.
So that's another wound. So he's got 3 wounds.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh wait, he's got 1, Benny. I'll roll that for him. Oh, but his
Ooh.
friend is gone. Okay, so
Oh
he
my
soaks
gosh.
that one. So he's back down to 2 wounds. Sorry about that. Okay, that was Joe. So Doggett.
All right. Well, because this is what all the cool kids are doing. Got some brass knuckles. I'm going to go punch him.
Okay.
Get him.
So 7 hits.
Okay. And I'm trying to remember what we get.
Oh
for,
no, that was a 7 for your spirit. So you haven't done it yet. So he's got a 6 parry.
what do we get for gang up?
I think plus 2.
Let's see. Okay.
So 8 hits, no raise.
I'll take it.
There you go, man.
6 doesn't do anything to him.
I'll spend the last of my auger tokens for that damage. You see, it slows down, and you see a better or worse.
You're batting 1,000 here, Louisa.
I know.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Trying to-
double D.
I tried. Tried to make police brothers proud of me.
We so proud of you, man. You threw fists.
I mean, I'm gonna go punch the little bony one. I'm gonna punch the skeleton man twice. I do want to put out there, somehow the chat done figured out that Joe just had his 21st birthday this week. So happy birthday, Joe. This is player Joe, not character Joe.
What?
Every other 2 weeks.
Yeah, happy 21st birthday, man.
What?
What?
All right, I gotta go and punch twice.
It's not my age, and it's not even my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
In about 2 months.
I got an
Maybe
8.
A few years
So that
off.
hits, no raise.
All right. Yeah. Use some damage.
What are you using, double D?
My hands.
All right, then you get plus 2 to this damage.
I ain't gonna complain about that. Not one bit, not at all. It's 14 for damage.
14, that'll do it. So that's a 3rd wound on Bloody Bones.
Oh, can I punch him again anyway?
You can. Like, he's still up.
Here we go.
He's shrieking.
That's right. I'm gonna Benny that because I can do better. I did not do better. I did not do better at all.
Now, was there a gang up bonus on that 4 there?
Not for damage, just for
Wait.
hitting.
Before
What
his
about-
attack, would he have had that plus 2 put him to a 6, which
so
is the
yeah, what did he
parry?
get? His attack was yes.
A 4 would have
6.
turned into a 6, which would have been a hit.
It would have been yes. So
Little
you can
brother's
take your
watching out
Benny
for you
back.
there, Double D.
I mean, that did hit.
It did. Take your Benny back and then roll some damage.
Punch him in
got
the
it.
coccyx.
Ha ha.
Okay,
14.
that'll do it.
There
So
we go.
Bloody
Punch,
Bones.
punch.
How do you take out
Wait,
Bloody
wait.
Bones with your fists, Double D?
Punch him in the rib cage because I mean, hey, he just done all he got right there. And then when he like leans over, uppercut right to the skull, knock it out of his hand like spike volleyball. Done. I win.
Awesome.
Man,
so
I got an idea. How about I pick up the one guy's skull, you pick up the other guy's skull? We do like a high five, but with the two skulls.
Hey.
We smash them against each other.
Ah,
Friends
Smooch.
forever.
Yeah, that's not disturbing at all. But
We're the
fantastic.
good guys.
So you defeat these paints, Bloody Bones and Rawhead. But as you know, and you do your little celebration, but then it's a little awkward after that. And as soon as everything kind of calms down and everything, you guys have determined that you're not under any more threat at this point, you sort of, that darkness kind of comes back a little bit, and you hear both of them in the ether from somewhere. Like it's not them, but you hear their voices, and they say, "The devil's breath, old scratch, old scratch, old scratch, is stealing her soul, old scratch, old scratch, old scratch. It's worse than death, old scratch, old scratch, old scratch. We would know, old scratch, old scratch, old scratch."
No thanks.
Shit, there's a scratch man here.
Joe's is gonna turn to Amian. What the heck they talking about, eh?
Oh man, you
I
don't
have
mess
no
with the
idea.
scratch man. Man, it's a long story, but like that time there, Miss Louisa, I'm real sorry about that. That come about from a scratch man.
I know. I don't. And she looks over to Amy and I'm sorry. I was less than useful and helpful.
That's fine. I haven't had that knife get all powered up before, so I'm sure it was just me.
Yeah, I think I was just a little distracted. And so she'll show that kind of ceramic heart that we had found inside the house. Joe, did you say that woman's name that you were talking to outside the church?
Oh, yeah, I did get it, didn't I?
Was that Celia?
Maybe? Desperately looking at my notes.
Can't remember if she told you or not.
Man, I thought that was like a Polly or something.
Hey, little lady.
No, she
That's
told
the-
me her name
that's the
because we
pixie.
did introductions.
The clay eating person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
if
trying to
you're-
remember her
if
name
you're
too.
Sure. Go ahead.
Why don't I
feel
make a roll for it?
Yeah,
I
make
feel
a
like
roll
we-
for it. So I'll give you a +2, but make a smarts roll.
Maybe her name was Claire. Fits. It did.
Yeah, you do remember. Celia was her name.
That's close.
Well, so that's one of the names on this here heart is Celia, and the other name on this here heart is Jacob. And we heard the story about Jacob.
Yeah,
Being the
yeah.
one
She
that did
said
all
she said that some devil took him away, or he met some devil.
Mm.
And then there's a blank.
Well, didn't we put 2 and 2 together that her husband was the preacher, and we think the girl that you met in there was their daughter?
Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're kind of
we
making
probably
some
saw, like,
assumptions
some-
about that connection, but
We saw some like
No,
facial
I mean-
resemblance, didn't we?
That makes sense, man. Because I tell you what, y'all, the greatest trick they ever pulled was to pave the path to health, good intentions. And
Cletus speaks
Yeah.
truth.
I bet you somebody came in here, said some real fancy words. Some people thought they were going to be doing something that would be helping in some way or another. Just one little thing would be fine. Just some little thing, and then that,
Yeah. No, that Celia, that clay eater. Now she said something about she was looking over her daughter while she was looking over into that place you guys were all in, and said that she was doing better anyway now. And so if her name's on there, Celia's, and we're figuring the other one's her husband's name, Why is the daughter's name not on there? You got a
mean,
space for it?
Maybe she
There's-
wasn't born yet.
Yeah. Oh no.
Take a Benny, Doggin.
And Cletus, I know you don't necessarily like to be reminded of this, but maybe it's something akin to what happened to you,
Maybe.
whereas not necessarily their meaning to do, but maybe there's something that's taken them over these years.
A lot of times you might find a person who don't know how to fix a situation, and they go asking the wrong kinds of people for help, even though they know it's wrong, but they ain't got no way of knowing how to fix something. And, you know, they agree to a cost that don't seem to mean nothing to them at the time.
Cletus, take a Benny.
I do believe I'm quite tired after the riding that we did.
Same.
Seem to not be able to do the things I normally do. And I'm so just irritable that I shot a gun. I don't necessarily like how that feels. So come here, go to bed.
That sounds like a fine idea. You did a hell of a number on him. It probably didn't, not your style, but you did good.
You know,
And,
I had this premonition that it was gonna shoot Amian, and it didn't. But that seemed close. I'd like to rest on that.
That's fair. But I said before, I'll say it again. You're the best of us. You're a fantastic person, Miss Louisa. Don't you ever second guess that.
Also,
Literally,
Well, thank you.
every day
For
you're
sure.
walking is a day there's a chance for a miracle. I don't see too many miracle workers.
Well,
for too long, we're going to miraculously stop seeing in the dark.
No God. I won't go to bed.
thank you for that reminder, Doggin. Let's skedaddle.
So are you going to go back to town?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Man,
So-
I'm all worried about that witch tree now.
It's an uneventful trip back to town. You guys can find sort of a porch or something to lay down, take a rest. Does anybody else want to do anything before you guys go to sleep?
I just want to go take a sleep. I'm tired. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
man. Amy, you're pretty smart, okay? Now, you've heard lots of stories so far we come across stuff. Now, is there anything that could happen like where maybe like I don't want to think it. Like, what if that little girl was born with the devil in her? Because, like, it got a hold of her before she was born. We're about to meet her up at a witch tree, and like, any of that knock anything into your brain?
Can I do like an occult test to see if I
You can do
know of anything like
occult
that?
or folklore if you like.
I'm just
Could
real
be.
nervous.
I'll do folklore. I have
Could
better
be it's
folklore.
her that her soul's being stolen.
Yeah, that's so. What I'm hoping is like it's still her, but I'm worried. Like, what if it wasn't really her and she's just pretending to be her?
Got a 7.
Okay. So, Amian, you feel like, given everything that you sort of discussed between Polly and with your friends and the interactions you've had both with Sally and with Reverend Finn and Celia and all that stuff, Sally she feels to you almost entirely untouched by something evil. There is not a devil in Sally. There is something going on with Sally because Polly has said that she tried to follow her and she got lost, which was super unusual for Polly. But it feels like this is Sally. She is who she is. She's a positive, happy kid, but it's becoming very, very clear that she's had a pretty awful past.
She's got
And-
more like an anti-magic type thing going on instead of a negative magic thing, sounds like.
Maybe, or there's something about her though. And then with your, did you roll? You rolled folklore. So
Yeah.
yeah, along with Cletus and what Cletus was hinting at, like he's talking about an old scratch, right? That's what you heard these words say, and something jogs in you with that too. And it's an old legend. It says, when you go down to the crossroads at midnight, you might meet a devil, a real old scratch who will make a deal with you. Careful though, that deal comes with strings. Just a saying that you remember.
Might be that deal, getting rid of the blight.
Man, I got all
Yeah,
sorts of feelings.
I'll relay all that.
Yeah, no, that tracks. That's about what happens whenever I try to talk to him about Bessie Mae and Ramon, little brother. I imagine a lot of these people probably thought they were doing something. I mean, hell, you will find a good like home for your family or whatever, and you do anything for them. And you know, I got if I was to just say by like the feeling of it, I feel like it's all pretty on the outside because somehow they're just swallowing up all the ugly on the inside, right? Like that's somehow like some sort of messed up deal.
Probably.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
With that, do you go to sleep? Just asking.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, right.
Luis has been
Hey,
snoring.
Yeah,
positive
same.
thoughts.
Doggin, you got any spirits to help that transition?
Do I?
My brain is wandering a bit, and I don't like thinking the things I'm thinking about. I'm just gonna get good and drunk so I can pass out.
We got the goods.
So when you all go to sleep, you hear that rhyme again. All of you hear it again. A devil's breath is stealing her soul. It's worse than death. We would know. And then you wake up. All who had fatigue are clear of their fatigue now.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful morning in Hollow Oak.
I mean, everyone, we get up for breakfast. I mean, like something about stealing souls and stuff. But I mean, like, who? Who?
Hey man, I'm gonna
Good
get some
deal.
breakfast in this and oh man, I expect some bad things at that witching tree.
I still want to yell that name at the preacher guy and see if he turns his head.
What name?
I forget what it was, but I know I learned it last time.
Jacob.
Lenny was his
Lenny.
name.
Oh no, that's
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to try and
You want to do that before we do our
morning?
morning meeting? Or after?
Right after.
Okay. I'll support you either way.
I mean, I was all for that preacher man giving him my boots and all, and then Miss Lisa done told me that, you know, like he was done shady stuff. So I mean, like, you want to go yell word at him, I'm all there for you.
Let's do it. After the meeting though.
Okay.
Maybe not realizing what he agreed to, he just said yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even sure what he agreed to. But you guys go and meet Sally Ruth at the Witchwood Tree.
yes.
After getting a little breakfast, whatever. There's some, people are going to work. They're going to farm their land. They're living their lives. Sally Ruth, you guys catch Sally Ruth kind of delivering milk before you meet her at the Witchwood Tree. So that's her kind of job. That's what she does. And when you do meet her there, she says, okay. Hi, everybody.
Morning, Sally.
How are you
Morning.
doing?
You're doing all right. I got a good night's sleep. Ate breakfast. How you doing, little leg?
Oh, I'm doing just fine now that I get to hear you talk again.
All right, it's good. I like it. It's good.
Oh, good. Well, okay. So, are you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
MacLeod tree.
Okay. Well, we're at the tree now.
Oh.
It's just a witchwood tree. It's no big deal. But I have to take you. I have to take you that way. And she points towards the woods outside of town. Is that all right?
Okay. I mean,
Sure.
we're going to trust you on this because you seem like you're feeling troubled. We want to help you with that trouble.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, well, everybody, okay. So it's not a big deal, but Miss Louisa, you were with a cane or whatever, so there may be a little bit of rocks. Are you feeling okay?
I'm never necessarily feeling wonderful, but I have gone hither and yon all over this holler. So
Well,
you
why
just
don't
don't
you
worry
just
about me
take
there,
my
little one.
arm and I'll help you. So she offers her arm to you.
Louisa generally has the support of like Cletus or Double D, but she's not going to be rude to this girl, and so she says, "Well, all right, darling. As long as you think you can keep this old bag of bones moving along, sure."
Oh, it's going to be fine. Just take it slow. It's going to be all right. She kind of guides you all through the woods, and there's some rocky areas. There's a creek there. It's clear water. It's pretty amazing. And she sort of guides you through, and everybody can go ahead and make a notice roll.
All right.
Notice, huh? Okay.
Louisa is paying very close attention to her steps because she is not leaning very heavily on this young lady at all.
Wow.
I done got a 13. I would
there's a
like.
quick
There we
fail.
go. I did my part.
Okay. Oh no. I'm probably hovering right close behind Miss Louisa, just in case little girl can't handle it. Like I'm there to help.
Oh, let me see.
I was scared for a second that was my critical failure.
No.
That would have been horrible.
Joe sees the Matrix.
So,
I see
Doggin,
the Matrix too. I don't understand all them weird letters.
I can see
everybody,
the ground in
it
front
looks
of me.
like everybody made it except Doggin, who critically failed.
Yeah,
And
this is the way.
Doggin, you're gonna be, wandering around looking like in this beautiful area, mountainous kind of area that this
Soaking
hilly
it in.
area you're going off, and then you sort of twist your ankle.
Oh,
Level of fatigue, Doggin. And it's just bumps and bruises. It'd probably be all right. But everybody else, you're looking around, you're paying attention to what's going on, and everybody at one point or another catches a glimpse of Polly way off in the distance, up high, flying around. It's clearly following you. And she's too far away to really talk to. Well, you could yell at her, I suppose, if you wanted to.
I mean,
But Sally Ruth seems completely oblivious.
does it seem like Polly done trying to be like secretive, like hiding, like trying to keep out of view?
She's not. It doesn't look like she's trying to be too secret. Like it's okay when you spot her. She doesn't kind of disappear or anything, but she knows you spot her. But she is kind of trying to be secretive about her Sally Ruth noticing her.
I mean, like every single time I see Polly and I see Polly see me, like I'm gonna wave, but like I'm behind the little girl, so like hopefully she doesn't notice. But
yeah, Sally Ruth's pretty oblivious. She's trying to keep track of Louisa to make sure that Miss Louisa doesn't fall, right? And she says it's just right over here. That's right past this rock here. Okay, and then here we are. So it's just a little cave. We're not going to go in all the way. It's just in the very entrance. So follow me, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right then. So when you get into this cave, it's crystal clear of light at this point. When you get into this cave, what you see is it's a flying creature. Looks like it has kind of dragonfly wings. It looks like it used to be a lot smaller than it is. It has a very small human type face, but a very bloated, like sort of gelatinous, or like it's filled with something kind of either like it's jello, filled with jello or something. And its body is sort of the size of a small pig. And it's flying, barely keeping itself aloft. And at first, when Sally Ruth enters the cave, it looks at her and it widens its eyes. It's all excited. And then when it sees you, it sort of hides in the dark. And Sally Ruth says, "It's all right. It's okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. Smoke Puff, you can come right out. It's all right." And it's kind of, it flaps its wings, and it's barely keeping itself up. It looks like this thing has seen way better days. And when it comes in, it gives kind of a smirky smile on its little face towards Sally Ruth, and then it burps. And what comes out is sort of a little cloud of blight. There's a,
All right.
it's
man.
all right, Smoke Puff. It's okay. So
I'm sorry, Sally Ruth. What did you call your friend here?
Smoke Puff.
Smoke Puff. Well,
Because it burps up them smoke puffs.
Well, that's part of it. Yeah, I thought it was kind of a neat name, but
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
he also okay. So here's the thing. Okay, so about a month ago, I was skipping stones on the lake a fair piece out of town. That's when I saw this poor, tiny little flying fellow with a broken wing. He was so cute, and he obviously needed help, so I brought him back with me. But, well, you know how grown-ups, like to take things away. Well, I decided I better not let any grown-ups see him on account of they'd probably holler at me and try to take him away. So I brought him here instead. And I tried to help him with his wing. Anyhow, I named him Smoke Puff on account of the puffs of smoke he sometimes burps out of himself, and we became friends. He seemed to like sucking up the blight too, and didn't want any regular food. And I figured, well, that's a good thing since I don't like the blight anyway, and he does. I'd visit him most days, and we started playing games together. And he doesn't talk or anything, but he's my friend. You know what, though? With the blight gone, people are happy again. Farms are working again, and people are starting to come back to town. It seems like everything was coming together, and I was happy just to let that Reverend Finn take all the credit. I didn't care, as long as the town wasn't going to die. But now I'm just so scared for my friend Smoke Puff because he looks really sick. I mean, is there anything you can do to help him? I'm afraid. I really am. I think he is too. Can you help us?
But there was a 2 in there. I'm curious about something about he eats the blight too.
Well, that's all he seems to eat is the blight.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he Smoke Puff the reason why there's no blight here?
Yeah.
He don't eat it all.
Yeah.
That why he's all fat.
Yeah. Now, when I found him, he was just a little guy. And now he's really big and fat, and he looks really sick.
I mean,
when you go done eating all the grass in the field, you move to a new field with new grass.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I ain't no blight here. Ain't no grass for Smoke Puff to eat. We go to a new place, new grass, new, and then you eat that, get healthy, fat, big. This thing got eyeballs.
Man, would you feed Cletus poison? And when he ate through all the poison, give him more?
But these ain't Cletus either. This isn't a goat.
It ain't Cletus, no, but like.
kind of seems like he ate something he can't actually process.
Yeah, man. Like, look at that
Yeah.
little feller. That reminds me of the time I ate that wedge of cheese would have turned blue and green on it.
The blights,
This is
Isn't the
what that
blight
one
all
trash salesman
manufacturers
said
up
with blue
there?
cheese.
I doubt that's in their diet.
I think if this little fella pops, it's just full of blight. Just
Man,
Yeah, I
Okay.
think. I mean, everything. That's all he eats, so I think that's all that's in his body right now.
Wait. Well, just think I got eyeballs.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to be very friendly, like hey, your little buddy. Chillax, it's fine. Coming up on you. I want to ask it, like blink twice, so you can understand us.
Its reaction is to look at Sally Ruth. He says, "I don't think he. Well, he kind
I'm
of
gonna ask the
understands, but
same
he doesn't
question,
really
but as
understand."
Amian talking instead.
that way, if it's in
Sure. So
plain
you
English, it
try
might
to
work better.
ask it, and it still looks at Sally Ruth, and Sally's like, "Well, I don't think it understands the language we talk."
Yeah.
So as you're like all gathered around and looking at this weird thing, right? Suddenly, from the mouth of the cave, swoops in Polly, her little frame. She swoops in and she says, "I knew it! I knew it! Scrummy stealer! Scrummy stealer!" And she's looking at Sally Ruth, and she's like, "I knew it! I knew it! Scrummy stealer!" And she just keeps repeating it.
man, I don't know. There's no steal here. This poor little fella, she's calling him Smoke Puff. I don't know if that's his real name. He's sick. She's been trying to help, and she's just a little girl now. Okay.
Hey, now that's a Scrummy. That Scrummy belongs in Fayfall. You stole
Okay.
this from Fayfall somehow.
That's because Scrummy here somehow been eating some nasty stuff around here. Now I don't know if you want Scrummy to go back home looking the way he is. Now I ain't exactly a doctor by no means, but look at it. Look at Scrummy's belly. Okay, like.
Well, he does look really bad, but that's just because he's eaten so much blight and hasn't exploded yet.
Can we make him not explode?
And Sally's like, "Exploded?"
Is that whole like blight thing? I know, like, I'm not a smart man, but Miss Louise, like, you did that thing with Amian once, right? What with like there was all like the bad stuff in them, and you pulled it out. Does that work on blight?
Polly, can you help me understand this a little bit? So this Scrummy this is what it eats? Is it supposed to eat the blight?
Yes, it's supposed to eat the blight. Of course it is.
Oh, okay.
Humans, you don't understand anything.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
dumb as hell. Okay.
And it's supposed to explode.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to have exploded a long time ago. They don't get this big usually.
But what happens when they explode?
Well, what
This is a
happens
question.
is they eat blight, and then at some point they blow up, and then they explode and take almost all the blight they've eaten with them.
With them where? Like
Pretty
to
brilliant, right? No, well, into wherever. Like the Fey Queen made them. Like she's really good at this stuff. She made them, and that's. I mean, okay. So this is why the Feyfall doesn't have any blight. Okay.
Are
Okay,
they
you got it
gonna
from me. Okay.
Are they going to get rid of the blight everywhere else, or just there?
No. See, you don't like. I understand that you've got like a little brain. Like, you know who's smart? Louisa. She's smart. Okay. But the little
Yes.
brains, here's the thing. Fey Queen made Scrummies. Fey Queen is very upset and wants to know why Hollow Oak has no blight. Okay. And this is the reason. And when I go back to her and say that Hollow Oak stole a Scrummy, she's going to be very, very, very upset. Do you understand?
But
She's
how
gonna
on
do
earth-
harm to the Hollow Oak.
How on earth could
I
anyone
don't
have
understand a
stolen
word
one?
he's saying.
Amy, it doesn't say what I said, just said it better.
What'd you say?
I said she's gonna do harm to Hollow Oak for stealing Scrummy.
Is there going to be
Something
some
about-
retribution?
Polly's like, what?
Retribution.
I
we
feel
facing
bad saying
retribution?
this. I feel real bad saying this,
You
but
just asked Miss Louise from the beginning. She's
are you
smarter than
saying
one
the
here. I don't
right
know
thing
why
to
I
do?
say amen.
are you trying to tell us the right thing to do is maybe to help Scrummy Pop?
What I'm saying is it should have popped already, Cletus.
Well, yeah, I get that, but like sometimes you get a situation where everything's bad and you just try to do the least bad thing.
Do they like to pop?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
It's
We can
not,
pop if
it's
you
not a
want
matter
to.
of like or dislike. It's just that they do it. That's what they do.
okay, so that's what they do. So what I'm asking is, you're so smart, and I want to like appreciate your culture and heritage. Should we help Scrummy Pop?
Okay. Here's what I think should happen. Okay. I need to take him back. I need to take him back. That's the way that has to be. I may be able to smooth things over with the Fey Queen if I leave with him now.
I got a
Man,
question.
if you do, man, is your queen? Does she understand like Scratch Man type stuff? Because this is probably related to Scratch Man.
Wait a minute. How? And she approaches you right in front of your face and she says, how?
Well, I wasn't there for the particulars of the deal, but everything some people been talking about, it's pretty clear there's a Scratch Man here, made some deals with folks, and like there's like this thing Louisa found. There's the mama's name and dad's name, and then there's a spot for, but that spot wasn't there no more. And I think some people made a deal that was a bad deal that they didn't understand how bad it was.
Wait a minute.
We fought two honky tonk fellas.
They were creepy.
I don't know.
I understood that.
Hey, good job. I mean, like,
Okay.
Mrs. or Mr. Polly.
I want your boss to have all the information.
That's really interesting. Okay. Like if there's an old Scratch involved, like if he is a really powerful old Scratch, he might have been able to take a Scrummy from Fayfall without the Fey Queen knowing. That makes sense. That
Why
means
did
you
I do
didn't
that?
do it, did you? And she's pointing at Sally and she says, I just found him. I don't know. I just thought I'd help him. She says, okay. What am I doing? I don't care. This is human problems. I don't care about human problems. I care about getting the Scrummy back to Fayfall.
Well, we care about human problems because that their blight is affecting all of us, and you got a creature that could just
And
eat it and get rid of it.
You just said yourself, if it is an old Scratch Man pulling someone out of the Fayfall, what's your queen gonna think? There's some bitch out there stealing stuff from your domain? Is she gonna let that happen? Well, I don't know her, but I don't think that's fair, and I won't stand for somebody stealing from her.
Go ahead. It sounds like either Cletus or Louisa can take the lead on a persuasion roll, and everybody else can support if they want.
I should probably support Louisa. I assume you're better than me.
I got a D6. How about you?
Better than me.
I would have been happy to make that roll for you. I done great.
All right. So I make a check and see if I add anything to yours.
Yeah, so you can support with whatever you want. You can support with persuasion. Sounds like what you were trying to do was persuasion.
Yeah.
So not so much.
All right.
I think what he's trying to say is like, there's the bad thing out here, and it went into there. It's still out here. Maybe we can get rid of the bad thing out here.
Man, you know what? I'm going to try again. Okay.
That's a +1 to
Okay.
Louisa's persuasion.
See if I
Let me
can
see
help
if
any either.
this works properly. I took an audience.
I might bet he might. Or are you already done?
Oh, I assumed that was successful.
Yeah, so 7 is well, there's a minus here.
Oh,
7 is not quite good enough.
all right. Doggin, you want to Benny that?
Okay. So
All
the
right.
8
So then +2.
does do it. And she's like, okay. You know, you're annoyingly smart, Miss Louisa. Annoyingly. Here's what I think should happen. If it is an old Scratch, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I don't know the deal, anything like that. That's for you humans to figure out. But I'll tell you what I'll do. If you let me leave with Smoke Puff right now, without any incidents, I will leave behind somebody to help you when the time comes that you figured out the rest of this and you, I don't know, figure out how to confront the old Scratch or whatever it is you're going to do. Okay? I've got people outside.
Luis is going to look down to Sally Ruth. Now, I understand that you've been taking care of Smoke Puff, and seems like you've done a right fine job taking care of Smoke Puff and making sure he knew he had a friend.
But so he's going to leave?
Well, he's not doing too good. You can tell he's not doing too good, right?
Yeah. Does that mean he's going to get better?
And Louisa sort of, in that adult way, looks over to Polly and nods and says, this means he's going to get better if he goes with you.
Roll persuasion. See if Polly understands.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take an audience for this one, make it a D6 and D8.
Gotta take them out in the fields and they'll feel so much better.
So a 4, right?
Hold on. That added it together, so that was actually a fail. So I am going to Benny and try that again. D6 and D8, because I would like for this to work. Let's see if I can roll better. That is a 6. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, so she's she at first she's just like, yeah. So at first she has like a little like she's about to do this. She's like, but she ends up going with you and with a smile and nod.
See, Miss Polly's nodding there. We'll get Smoke Puff taken care of.
Okay. But this means that Blatt's coming back, right?
Well, now sometimes things just happen where if something helps out one person but is real dangerous for someone else, then the good thing just isn't worth it sometimes.
But with the blight coming back, that means the town's going to die.
Nope, that ain't true. Now, anybody tries to tell you you're going to get something good without no work for it, they're trying to cheat you. Okay? So, there's plenty of people who've been dealing with it outside of this town. It ain't pretty, but they're still alive. All of us are alive, right? We got here.
Unfortunately, this poor little fella popped anyways, like he's supposed to.
I don't think I've woken up dead yet.
I'll come back anyways.
Man, now I got new nightmare waking up dead. God.
That we rough.
Okay.
She's just okay. And the wind is out of Sally's sails. Like it's partly Smoke Puff, but it's much, much more that the blight is coming back. She says, okay, you have to do what you have to do. You know, we all have to make sacrifices, I guess.
Well, if I was understand Miss Polly over there, and Lord knows I'm dim-witted as all get out, but sounds like there's actually more than one Scrummy. And maybe this poor Scrummy wasn't able to do things the way he normally was, but that there Fey Queen, well, she can make as many Scrummies as she wants. And the thing is do right by her, because she's the one who can set up the things that get rid of the blight. You don't do wrong by the person who can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Cletus. You're right.
And like maybe she's gonna know that there was a human here who cared about her people. Who's one took care of little Smoke Puff? It was you. And I bet you whenever Paula takes it back to the Fey Queen's gonna be like, man, that little girl is so sweet. Maybe it's gonna be your cause that she decides to help us out.
Yeah. Roll persuasion, Cletus.
Oh,
Give you a
no.
+2.
Okay. I'll
You want
use
to take an audience boost?
I do. I don't like the idea of a depressed little kid. Okay, persuasion, add a +2.
It's not
About
bad.
12.
So she feels you clearly have gotten through to her. She feels quite a bit better. She's not quite who she was. She's not quite the enthusiastic person that she was acting before, but she's accepted the situation. She's like, "You're right. You're right. We all just have to firm up and get ready and do what we need to do, and we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay."
Mate, did you hear that? I heard someone growing up become a full-blown woman.
Well, stop it. Stop.
Nah, it's hard. I know.
And she laughs and she blushes from what you said. Polly, she's like, okay, I have to take him back. Otherwise, I don't know what the fake queen's going to do. I think Sally, that little girl, there's something going on with her. And if there's a nose scratch involved, now I don't know. But I will leave some Sylvans here with you in case you need them. Okay?
Good.
Now, what is it that you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh man, God, everything's all jumping now. There's this whole thing, like there's these like demon things where we're from, and apparently like your queen knows how to talk to them, and if we could learn how to talk to them, maybe we could get ourselves a unified front up against them big boys, which are the people what create the blight in the first place. Maybe. I don't know. I don't exactly know how stuff is made.
Wow. Okay. Like, let me just unpack that whole thing you just said there. Okay.
Yeah, man.
You're talking about going and asking the Fae Queen if she talks to demons and to see if you can learn how to talk to demons too.
Well, I mean, that's what we call them demons, but we're dumb, right? Maybe we're just misunderstanding things.
No, come on now. You're not that dumb.
I am.
Don't tell anybody I told you that.
That I was dumb? It's okay. Everybody knows it.
All right. You guys help me. I will help you. When I go see the Fae Queen, I will try to smooth the way for you. Okay? Because otherwise, if you just traipse into Faefall the way you guys do, you're going to end up getting snagged by a Kelpie and drowned somewhere. I mean, seriously, that's the least of your problems.
I tried drowning once, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it either. But
I don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
If we traipse in Faith Halls like we normally traipse into places, something's gonna explode.
Yeah,
That's the truth.
I wouldn't recommend it. Let me see what I can do. Okay. Now, no promises. Okay. I don't. Ugh, humans, you're so infuriating.
Yeah, man, we're the worst.
Yeah, you really,
you
really
like
are.
us.
No, I don't.
Wink.
Okay. I will do what I can.
Did you say wink, Double D?
I did. I ain't quite
understood
figured that
that.
out yet.
I will do what I can. Meanwhile, you do me a favor and try to take care of this girl. Okay?
That we can do.
Okay.
Do our best.
Okay.
We
Well,
got that.
I'll see you later then. Come on, Smoke Puff. Let's go. And then, so before he leaves, Sally and Smoke Puff share this moment where she like comes up to him and she kind of rubs noses with him, and then she kind of almost like butterfly kisses him. And Polly's just like, what the heck is going on there? Weirdos! Total weirdos, all of you. Weirdos.
This is how you get extra mileage from your scrimmies.
You know, you're absolutely right. You're smart too. I think that's why he's still alive. He's got some kind of relationship with this girl. I think he definitely wouldn't have lasted this long in Faithfall.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like maybe a little girl goes Faithfall. She can help you keep Scrummies going forever.
No, I think that's a bad idea.
That's
really,
probably
really
bad.
bad idea. This girl belongs with her family.
Maybe Scrummies need friends.
Maybe they do, but that's, you know what? That's a topic with the Fae Queen that I just won't bring up. Forget it. Just forget it.
Need a friend?
What's that?
Does the Fae Queen need a friend?
No, not really.
I mean, no ring.
She's weird, okay? I don't know what she's thinking half the time. The thing about it is that I have like a little bit of pull with her. I don't know why, but I guess I think she likes my pluckiness or something. I don't know what it is, but
What's
that
weird,
one
like
fella's-
weird or weird and different weird?
the scrummy thing, you mean?
I don't know, the Fae Queen.
Fae Queen? I don't know how you humans would call it. Like none of you are like magical energy manifest into a physical being like me, right? So I don't know how to explain it to you.
No.
You know, I can't explain it.
Ain't she already got some friend that like used to be human but went swimming for his daughter or something weird?
I'm not talking about that. I'm not getting roped in by you humans to talk about secret things about the Fae Queen. I have to go.
They're not secret if we already know them.
I mean,
No. Nice try. I have to go. Goodbye, Sally. It was really nice meeting you. Come on, Smoke Puff. You're coming with me. I'll leave some Sylvans in the trees. They'll be there when you need them. Okay? Bye, crazy people.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
crazy Polly. You
Bye,
sure is
Polly.
fun.
Call me.
Come on, Smoke Puff. Come on.
Say wink again.
Wink.
And she's talking to Smoke Puff. She said, "You believe that human said call me? What an idiot!
That's
What
how
a
you know you got her.
moron!" And
She's thinking about you.
See, I gotta walk my way.
I'm like 2 inches tall, moron. And then
Same.
Oh, and Luis is going to look over to Sally, Ruth. And she's just going to kind of, with her kind of old lady bones, is going to kind of try to kneel down.
Mhm.
Hey, hang in there, kid.
I'm good. I'm okay. You can tell she's not okay.
I
You
would like
did a real good thing.
to help out Miss Louisa in this.
Well, come on, let's go back to town. And she kind of puts up her hand for Miss Louisa to take.
Oh, now you got to help me up off the ground again there, little one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll help you.
that's a long journey down.
I want to go over the little girl. Like, I don't know how you feel. I done lost my Rosie once. This is my goat. Precious pet.
Oh,
You know what help you feel better? Piggyback ride.
really?
Hey, I'm just going to pick her up. Miss Lisa on her own.
Awesome. So you pick her up. She giggles a little bit, and she definitely feels better. And you guys head back to Hollow Oak.
All right.
With that, anything else you want to do on the way there? Anything weird?
Anything weird? Who do you think we are?
Or normal, as the case may be.
Try not to break my other ankle.
Sure.
Yeah.
So with that, even with our break out, let's stop there, and then we'll come back to Hollow Oak at the end, at the next session, and see what happens there. And I expect it'll be just one more, but we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys had fun.
It was fantastic.
And
For sure.
there's a bit of a mystery still to unravel here. Like you've got most of the pieces, but not quite all of them. So thank you for putting up with my little mystery and my crazy characters, and putting up for Polly. I love Polly, so thank you very much. And I'll let
Polly's
Jeff
fun.
take back over here.
I just said in chat that Polly's amazing. I'm gonna miss Polly. Polly's got to come back somehow.
I want to see her come back.
Yeah, we'll not do. Oh God,
wink. You just know the Fairy Queen doesn't even know her name, and it's like
Polly doesn't ring a bell. All right, why don't we do our usual plugs and we'll get on out of here. Chuck, what's going on with DOK this week?
That's me. Tune in Wednesday night over on twitch.tv/Defenders of Kobold. Because who is it? Jeff and Bert and Dan and Jeremy and John are going to be joining us for the finale of our Alien Chapter 3, All Fear the Ishtar. Friday, we'll be back doing some Umerica. That's our DCC and the American Apocalypse. And then Saturday over on the Grim and Perilous Plays YouTube, I don't even know what time anymore. A lot of people, Jeff and Melissa and Dan, we're going to be playing some Tales from the Loop. Our Through the Hedgerow campaign will finally be back to that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Jeremy, you're next. Tell us about this Patreon.
Yeah, and read some Patreon. If you got comics, maps, tokens, other fun assets, check it out.
Perfect. Bert, what about Steam Still Murder? Excuse me.
Tomorrow night, Tuesday, we're doing a one shot or something as a lull, as we've got some of our normal players out on vacation. Friday, probably some BX, some original Dungeons and Dragons. And Saturday, don't we have a Goodman game stream doing some weird Frontier with some of the faces on here? So that is that. And maybe something this Sunday. Not sure yet. We'll figure it out.
All right. And then as for us here, we've got a game tomorrow as we're going to be back to Forbidden Lands. Melissa and I are in that. Our buddy Steven, who's been in chat all night, he's running that one. Friday, we're going to be doing more Blade Runner. And then Saturday is One Ring. Next Monday, we'll be back to Horror in the Orient Express for Call of Cthulhu. And in 2 weeks, we will be back with more Holler. I dropped the Savior of Hollow Oak link in the chat for Twitch. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, check the show descript. I'll drop some links in there if you want to go get a copy of the GM screen and the two adventures, one of which is the one that Tracy is running. So that is it for us. Thank you to everyone who hung out. Thank you all those of you who threw out some bits and some subs. And Tracy, thank you so much for running this. It's been really, really fun just sitting here like listening and watching. It's been so much fun.
Thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Raid is up. We'll see y'all. Have a good night.
Bye.